Ladies and germs, bitches and witches, I bid thee welcome to another Rantapalooza in the Loser. Today, on topic is the one I call Gary, the Glitter Holt. You may know him as Gary. Gary. He's been around. He was best buds with Kirk, and I think he was actually a disciple of Kirk, because Kirk managed to get some guitar lessons early in life. Go figure. And he took little Gary, under his wing, and they made beautiful music together. And recently, Gary has said that he deserves a fat check from Hetfield and Ulrich Incorporated because he had a hand in the lyrics of Creeping Death. And indeed, that would be a fat check. But I highly doubt that he really had anything to do with it. And it's just, I think it's a usual thing for Gary to be, outspoken and controversial in his interviews. Maybe he's bored, or maybe he's very tactful, and his name gets out there, and it doesn't really hinder him. Actually, it benefits him. But in my case, I've learned too much about Gary in, I don't know, the last decade. When I realized that he's posting about, being like a giddy little girl going to MCR concerts, giving My Chemical Romance his money, our money, because Gary works for us, and he turns around and backstabs us all, betrays the metal scene, endorsing such a horrible, insipid, bland, generic, just ridiculously untalented emo rock for teenage girls that have hormonal issues. And I don't know, I don't even, I guess this boy band is attractive, and so they're whining in their lyrics, and so that really attracts the female mind, that they need to constantly be complaining about life and their emotions and their relationships and their heartache and their heartbreak and their wishful romantic ideals. And these teenage girls and some boys like Gary were practically slicing their wrists in the early 2000s whilst listening to this emo charade. The charade of the parade. The Black Parade is a charade, dear beastly bitches. And I really wish that I had never found this information, because it completely turned me around from my Gary infatuation, because I thought he was a killer guitarist. Exodus being one of the unspoken big four, like side bands, that hovers around the big four. Their first four albums are fantastic. I mean, they're not 100% totally amazing, but they are very respectable, especially their debut. I mean, who doesn't love Bonded by Blood? It's basically like one of the 10 commandments of metal. It's in there. Bonded by Blood. It's catchy and, just thrashy and just fun. It's a fun album. Killer riffs. Awesome, just awesome energy. The second one, it's not bad. I like a lot of the songs in there, but it kind of faltered a bit. Fabulous Disaster is an amazing album. I think I'm forgetting another album. Force of Habit. I think that flopped, and I don't think I enjoyed it. Anyways, back to Gary the Glitter. I also heard, well, read that he's bad mouthing Beyonce. I'm like, hey, right on, Gary. You have some balls after all. But then he turns around and then he praises Taylor Swift. And I'm like, bruh, you just undid the points and lost even more when you endorsed that insipid hack of a artist, quote unquote. Like, her songs are so fucking stupid and silly and childish and just retarded. It's the basic shit that these like teenage girls, like, they really have the worst taste in the history of humanity. Like, teenage girls have to be kept away from music. Like, their purchasing power makes like the worst untalented and obvious industry plants rise to the top. And then you know, we are the victims of these teenage girls that prop up this crap. We gotta go to the market and we gotta listen to Taylor Swift, you know? And you go to the dentist, there's Taylor Swift there. And also Beyonce. And like, why? Why do we have to get tortured? Literally brain tortured everywhere we go with the mainstream hogwash bullshit. Like, this is a crime against humanity. And you would think that one of our own would be with us in this fight. But no. He's taking our money and giving it to Taylor Swift and praising her. He's promoting her. Like, what the fuck, Gary? Gary, what the fuck is wrong with you? And this is apparently not like a new phenomenon with Gary the Glitter. This has been happening since the 80s. I can't remember. I think it was Kerry King, maybe? Maybe. He said that whenever they would hang out at a bar or after a show, whatever, and they're like drinking, whatever, and maybe there's like a jukebox, and he either puts it on or somebody puts it on. Like, the example was Madonna in the 80s. You know, she's huge, very poppy, and actually not bad. You know, it's like I kind of give the Glitter a pass on Madonna because she was really iconic, and let's be honest, in the 80s, pop music was okay. There was a lot of great pop artists, you know, Prince, Duran Duran, The Police, Shania Twain. No, just kidding. Shit like that. But I'm sure Gary loves Shania Twain and probably has her entire discography because he's that kind of person. I don't want to like insult the guy too much, but damn, Gary, you really you really make me cringe so hard that I had to go on this Rantapalooza that nobody's gonna listen to except me and maybe like one or two other people in the world, which is fine. I need to get it out because every time I see your smiling, smug face, I'm reminded that you love My Chemical Romance. So again, Gary, if you happen to run into this video, this rant, this audio in any shape or form, can you explain to me what the fuck is wrong with you? Are you gonna come out of the closet? Are you at least gonna admit that you're bi? And in that way, you know, that clears off the idea that maybe you're you have brain damage. So if you're bi or you're gay, well, it's not brain damage. It's normal, right? It's normal. It happens. Yeah. What can you do? Humans are diverse. So I would just really like to know, like, what is wrong with you, and why are you okay promoting the very genre that metal has been fighting for since its inception? Heavy metal is anti-mainstream. I'm not saying that everything in the mainstream is utter shit. I mean, nowadays maybe it kind of is. It's like we're reaching like capacity where we're like 95% shit. But in the history of music, it wasn't always that bad. I mean, even in the 60s, there was some awful stuff, man. Especially those romantic crooners and, it's just, you know, asinine pop bullshit that is obvious, like, right from the start. Thank God for Tony losing that finger. And thank God for Jimmy Page. Or should I say, hell Satan for Jimmy Page. He's probably one of those Freemasons. Who knows? But the point is the music was there as a refuge, as a shield, away from the horrors of industry plant mainstream pop. This is our, thing. It's our cult. And we have to defend it against these pariahs, these big pocket conglomerate record labels nowadays. I understand that the internet piracy decimated the whole industry, right? So they gotta do what they gotta do, but what they're doing is just generic formula, rewashing and recycling. And it's fucking stupid. And it's fucking awful. And you need to do better, Gary.
I have a proposition for you. My suggestion, from one guitarist to another, is that you explain yourself. So at least for my sake, because I notice people online, they don't really give a fucking rat's ass when I mention these things. I'll get some laugh emojis, but no one really, like, I think maybe one time somebody says, who cares, he's a great guitarist. So you have the people on your side, but not me, Gary. Not me. So my suggestion, like I said, come out of the closet, or tell us that you have brain damage, and then we can move on. But more importantly, for your own sake, do a side project a la MCR. Something that really speaks to your feminine sensibilities, since you're such a fan of Madonna and Taylor Swift and MCR, etc. And Adele. I saw that you just absolutely love and you're obsessed, quote, with Adele. And that's all you listen to in the car when you're driving around. You don't listen to metal. You don't support other metal bands, younger even, maybe out of fear of losing money. I don't know. I really have so many questions for you. Like, why are you so comfortable promoting pop and modern pop, which is utter trash? It's not subjective. It is utter trash. Period. Exclamation mark. You promote that, but you don't promote like other younger bands. Maybe you're touring with, or that you've seen, maybe, or somehow somebody told you about it. You don't do that. Well, at least I don't see it. I think I have your Instagram, but I haven't even seen any of your posts. I think you're out of my algorithm, because I think my algorithm could tell that I was deeply disgusted by this new information about your personal life. So please, for your own sake, you might actually make great pop music. You've done this thrash metal meal ticket for ages. 5 decades, maybe? You're old. Do something that you really love and you're really passionate about. Because it is clear that you are very passionate about emo rock and pop. So, don't be ashamed. Go out there, live your dream. And, maybe save pop music, because it is shit. Maybe you have the skills. And you need to stop doing all this, guitar rehashing, riff recycling, and riff, churning, because it's been done to death, Gary. Gary, go live. That's all I gotta say to you. Please reply, otherwise I'm gonna die and never know if Gary the Glitter is gay or not, or bi, or brain damaged. I need to know. Thank you. Peace, bitch.